Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, England versus the Springboks. And just when you thought that this clash could not get any bigger this year, any more important, any more personal, we've just had the entire RASSIE ERASMUS fiasco sort of thrust upon us by World Rugby just a few days against the final test match day of the year. Unfortunately, the timing is very suspicious because there is no reason why it had to come out on this Wednesday. Given the fact that World Rugby has dragged its feet since July, there is no reason, there's no genuine or legitimate reason why the decision that was announced on Wednesday could not have been announced in 4 or 5 days' time on Monday next week at the close of the international year when everything was done. But instead, it has come out and it is pretty much, I think it's going to go one of two ways. First of all, you know, it's created a lot of attention about the game itself. But although at the same time taking attention away from the players from that game and the actual game of rugby we're going to see, it's almost sort of a little bit about the clash. On the other hand, it has sort of made it even bigger because there's sort of this feeling that it's kind of sort of South Africa against World Rugby. And Bill Beaumont being at the head of World Rugby and being English, it just sort of adds a bit of extra spice to this game. And I genuinely think that this week will have done nothing except light a fire under the South Africans, because on Monday, after having been snubbed for any sort of player nominations in the World Rugby Awards, Wednesday, RASSIE ERASMUS now being banned for 10 months. He will not be part of the team on Saturday. Yanni du Plessis' son tragically drowning on Wednesday, which is a horrible to hear. But I think it's all sort of things that the Springboks got everything to play for this weekend, far more than just a normal test match. You know, they'll be playing to try and prove a point that they should have maybe should have a nomination in the World Rugby. They'll be playing to try and sort of justify the fact that RASSIE ERASMUS went after World Rugby and was justified in doing so. The fact that SA Rugby and its players have been fined, the fact that there were sort of talks about Siya Kolisi and Zwadila Stick, and that, you know, they'll kind of feel that as a team they've been targeted, and then obviously they'll want to try and sort of play their best sort of on and down the deep seas, but there's already been a little bit of a rhetoric there as well. So there are so many different things the Springboks are playing for this weekend that I think that hopefully the response will just be a resounding, we need to put up one massive big performance to really shut up everybody once and for all, and then take a nice 6-7 month break of international rugby. So it should be an absolute belter of a game. And on paper, South Africa definitely stronger in terms of the team that has been announced. Before you look at the two teams, though, please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We will, of course, be live for this game. Excuse me. We will be live for this game on Saturday. Before the South Africans, this is how we line up. Just the two major changes in that halfback pairing with Kobus Reinach coming in and Andre Pollard. And then another change in the team is in the pack. But the pack is pretty settled, really. And it's the same sort of pack. It kind of just shifts a couple of names around. But Oxen Chair, Bongi Manambi, and Trevor Nyakane will start in the front row. And we're looking to try and or sort of recreate the dominance that we saw in the 2019 Rugby World Cup, where Springboks absolutely obliterated the English scrum. They will be helped up by Evan Etzebeth and Lourdes Diaga in behind them, competing a very, very good tight five. Siya Kolisi, Kwagga Smith, Dwayne Vermeulen is the loose trio. They're all World Cup winners apart from Oxen Chair, who has just gone back to Test Rugby like a duck to water. He's looked really, really good. So they know what they're coming up against the English side. The English side is quite changed, but it's a very much a settled Springbok pack. The halfback combination, Kobus Reinach and Andre Pollard. A lot of pressure on Pollard because he hasn't been the best of form in the last couple of months, but they have backed him. And as we've been saying this week, probably time for him to start sort of repaying the faith that they are showing with him. And then Kobus Reinach, lots of people have been calling for him to get a call up for quite a while, so interested to sort of see if he managed to take an opportunity and really stake a claim for that starting number 9 jersey. The two wings, Makazole Mapimpi, JC Creel, Aprile Fassi, and Spoon Corsi have been sent home from the Springbok camp and will not play any further part in the international. So Daniel Villis will be back to come into the side if there are any injuries there. The centre combination of Damien Dealendi and Lekanya have been very solid. Obviously, the centre combination that started that World Cup final. And then Villy Leroux, under a lot of pressure. I thought he had a better game last weekend. Was involved in some very key moments within the Springbok side. And then off the bench, Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff, Franco Master, Jasper Wiese, Hershey Yankees, Alton Yankees, France Steyn. It might not be a 6-2 split, which is what England have gone with, but it's definitely a bomb squad in terms of the impact that they have when they come. And Eddie Jones even had a bit of a go at the bomb squad, saying that they don't have a bomb squad, but they don't need a bomb squad, basically. And for the English, this is how they line up. So first of all, no Owen Farrell and no Jamie George, which is a pretty big absence. Well, it's two massive absentees for them. I mean, you're looking at two British and Irish Lions, two of their sort of senior players. And I think there's definitely, especially with no Jamie George, an opportunity to try and have a go and get into that sort of get stuck into a pretty inexperienced bunch of our front rows, especially in the case of a Bevan Rod, for example, who's playing just his second game. He got capped last week, and then you got Jamie Blamier, who's played 4 tests so far. So lots of inexperience there. We got Carl Sinclair though, who didn't last very long the last time his 2 played. Obviously, when he went off from concussion, so we're looking to try and make amends for that. The second row of Maury Toja, Johnny Hill, it's a pretty solid second row, and it's this loose trio battle, which I am so looking forward to. Courtney Laws, Sam Underhill, and Tom Curry. It should be a phenomenal battle of the loose trio. And I think Courtney Laws is a good option as captain, playing some pretty astounding rugby at the moment. Very silent about the way he goes along, or goes about his work, but he's a very, very good player. Ben Young's partner is the very exciting Marcus Smith, who I think was wrongly nominated for Breakthrough Player of the Year. I just think he hasn't played enough international rugby to have gotten the to have got the nomination so far. But the injury to Owen Farrell means that Moni Tuolagi is back in the centres and starts next to Colin Slade. Joe Marchand comes in at number 14. Johnny May, the speedster, at 11. And then the very exciting Leicester Tigers fullback, Freddie Stewart, who was absolutely outstanding last weekend against Australia, starts at fullback. Now, off the bench, some very big players, very important players. Nick Dolly, who having his debut. But then you've got Joe Marler, who's come back. Now, he only comes out of quarantine. I think it's actually tonight, on Thursday night. So he will only train for the first time on Friday ahead of the game. But obviously, with 73 caps to his name, he's probably a player that doesn't need to train too much. And then you've got Will Stewart from Bath, the Bath prop, who's only played about 14 caps. So still quite a lot of inexperience in both the front rows, both in the starting and off the bench. Only sort of Carl Sinclair and Joe Marlu have a significant amount of caps to their name. The rest of the pack, though, John Hewells, Don Brunt, and Sam Simmons, sticking with that 6-2 split. And then you've got Rafi Quirk, who's made his debut last week, and Max Mellons in the 23. So it's a pretty exciting English side. But experience-wise, I mean, you've got, I think, across this English side, you've got Ben Youngs, who's played over 100 caps. You've got Carl Sinclair, who's got 42 caps. Johnny May's got 68 caps. Tuolagi's got, I mean, you've got, I think you've only got 4 players who have actually got, maybe 5 players who've actually got 50 caps or more. And you compare that to the Springboks, when you think Frank Omar's got 50 caps, Jesse Creel's got 50 caps, Lord Diago's got 50 caps, Evan Etzebeth's got 90 caps, Trayvon Yakani's got 50 caps, Sia Khaleesi's got 60 caps, Dwayne Familion's got 60 caps, David Lindy's got over 50 caps, Pollard's got over 60 caps, Vili LaRue's got 70 caps, Van Steen's got 70 caps. The experience is all with the South Africans, and I think that is an occasion where there's so much field drama. I think experience will be key. Let me know what you think your score predictions are down in the comments below. Smash the like video and subscribe to the channel. It's always a big game when you play against England, but this could very much even eclipse the 2019 World Cup final, and just in terms of how much off-the-ball stuff is riding on 80 minutes, in terms of a week that has just been full of turmoil and continues to be sort of marred by a lot of off-field action. That this week, it's going to be very interesting to see how the players can respond on the field. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you guys very soon.